If you have 100 Instagram followers, but you're still not selling any homes from Instagram, this video is for you. After this video, you'll know exactly which tweaks to make to turn those followers and those viewers into actual buyers and sellers and closings. But I'm gonna start by being brutally honest with you. Here's the uncomfortable truth. It's not the algorithm's fault. It's not the market, it's not interest rates, and it's definitely not this ridiculous excuse that Instagram doesn't work for you. The reason why you're not getting any business yet is your strategy. There's just a few things that you don't know. So this video will teach you exactly those things so you can start attracting buyers and sellers every single month reliably. Does this sound familiar? You're posting, you're being consistent, you're even getting views and likes, but you're not getting any conversations. And without those conversations, you get no clients. There are no clients to turn into closings. By the end of this video, you're gonna know exactly why your content is being ignored, how to stop viewers from scrolling and actually watch your stuff, and how to turn that new attention into actual leads and conversations without having to beg someone to go click the link in your bio. If Instagram has ever felt like a giant waste of time, keep watching. We're going to put an end to that right now, forever. Now here's what's happening for most agents. You post a reel, you think it's pretty great, but then when people see it, they only watch it for like half a second before they turbo swipe to the next video, meaning that they'll never actually see all the great stuff in your video. I call this the invisibility trap. The truth is 99% of realtor content doesn't ever get watched. And it's not necessarily because it's bad content or that it's not helpful. This happens because it doesn't give anyone a reason to stop scrolling. It doesn't give them a reason to engage, and it gives no clear next steps on what they should do afterwards. The other problem there is the content never gets seen because it never grabs anyone's attention. They just turbo swipe past it. And it's all because the beginning of your video sucked. It was either boring or it looked boring. So if you record your videos with just a white wall behind you, stop that now, it's boring. Now this is where most agents get stuck and stay stuck. So you already have bucket A, your current followers, your current viewers. What you want is bucket B, clients, appointments, closings, commission checks. But there's a massive gap getting someone from bucket A to bucket B. Think of that gap as a bridge. Now, most agents will never understand this, but you're about to. They think the solution from turning viewers into actual clients is just posting more content. They think the solution is just more or better lighting or fancy captions or a super expensive camera. It's actually none of those things. The bridge from getting people from bucket A to bucket B is learning how to grab attention and then getting those viewers into a conversation by getting them to raise their hand. You have to give them a reason to want to be in a conversation with you. And that's exactly what I'm going to teach you right now. Step 1, obsess over the hook. If your reel doesn't grab someone's attention within the first 1 to 3 seconds, nothing else matters because they never actually see all the awesome stuff that you talk about in your video. They never see your helpful tips. They never get a chance to connect with you. The first 1 to 3 seconds of your content is absolutely critical. More specifically, it's what they see and what they hear in the first few seconds. And here's why. People don't just calmly, slowly scroll Instagram. They scroll on autopilot, hyperspeed autopilot, like Mad Max mode in a Tesla. They're not swiping through videos wondering, I wonder what this one's about. They're like maniacs and they just keep swiping to the next one until something grabs their attention. Your job is to interrupt their autopilot. And the best way to do that is through a solid hook. So let me give you 3 hook examples that you can start using today. Hook number 1, the negative hook. This works because it calls out a mistake that buyers and sellers are already worried about making. So for example, buying a home in Scottsdale is way harder if you make this mistake. Or for sellers, this mistake costs Boston sellers thousands. You're not teaching yet, you're creating tension and curiosity. Speaking of which, hook number 2, the curiosity hook. Now these work because they open up a loop that people will stick around and watch to make sure that you close. For example, most first-time sellers don't realize this until it's too late. Or what's happening in Provo is confusing a lot of buyers right now. You're not explaining anything yet. You're simply grabbing their attention and making them curious about what you're actually talking about. But in a way that they keep watching because they want the payoff. They want you to answer and close that curiosity gap. Hook number 3, the local authority hook. This one instantly positions you as a trusted local advisor or a guide. If you're buying a new home in Fairfax this year, listen up. Or here's what sellers in Denver need to do before listing their house. It's simple, it's direct, and it's locally relevant. Okay, this next part is absolutely critical, so listen up. The hook is not the topic. The hook is not meant to give away the topic or the lesson. The hook is there to get someone interested or curious enough to actually stick around to hear the lesson or the topic. So here's an example of that. If you want to educate buyers that they can get into a house for just 3.5% down with an FHA loan, I'm going to show you how not to start the video. Do not start the video by saying, "Hey, it's Dustin Brome with Real, and today we're going to talk about FHA loans." Instead, you need to get them so curious that they want the payoff, which in this case happens to be the FHA loan and the 3.5% down. So here's a much more powerful hook. Here's how to buy $1 million house for $35K. Look, I don't care who you are, that's gonna grab your attention. You're gonna be so curious to know how the hell do you buy $1 million house with $35K? Well, 3.5% down, $1 million house, $35K. Once you get their attention with the great hook, they stop their scroll and they actually watch and consume your content so they can actually hear the lesson. If this is already clicking with you and you want my full system for attracting buyers and sellers every month from Instagram, I teach this step by step in my free Clients from Social Masterclass. In it, I dive deeper on hooks, on video ideas, and the exact DM system that I use to convert viewers into appointments. The link is in the description, so make sure you register right after we're done here. Now let's finish that bridge with step number 2. Step number 2, the lead magnet machine. So here's the next big mistake that agents make. After effectively stopping the scroll and getting someone to watch your content, you fail to tell them what to do next. Obviously, that's a huge mistake. Now, certain calls to action are better than others. Telling somebody to go click the link in your bio, not so good. Telling someone to text you or call you or to schedule a Zoom call, way too much friction. Friction prevents people from taking action. So just imagine how ineffective it is to tell someone to schedule a consultation with you in your office. Nobody, and I mean nobody, wants a freaking consultation. Nobody wants a free Zoom call. Instead, you're going to offer something of value called a lead magnet that gets someone to raise their hand. The system is pretty simple. When you give them something of value, it brings them closer to you. But it's their choice. That could be a neighborhood guide with local insider secrets, a list of the best parks and playgrounds in your town, or even just a simple first-time home seller checklist. Just make sure that whatever lead magnet you're offering is relevant to the content that you're offering it in. So avoid offering a luxury seller checklist inside of a first-time homebuyer video. Now this guide, this thing of value, is called a lead magnet. So after you tell them about the guide, you then say that you'll send them the guide for free. All they have to do is comment or reply a certain trigger word and you'll send it right over. Now you can automate that whole process by using a tool called ManyChat. It's super easy to set up. All you have to do is select the trigger word and then specify what you want to send when somebody comments or replies that trigger word. It happens automatically, and as a bonus tip, if you're having them comment on a post, all of those comments start to add up and increases the engagement, which makes that post perform even better than most. ManyChat is by far one of the most powerful tools you can have in your tool belt, and it is extremely cheap. In fact, you can get a 30-day free trial of ManyChat Pro just by clicking the link in the description or popping up right now. Of course, you can do this by yourself manually, but what if you get 40 replies to a post and people expect that you deliver the guide instantly? ManyChat automates all of that so you don't have to worry about it. Now, let me give you some examples of how to use these lead magnets. For example, comment the word home and I'll send you my first-time home buyer checklist. Or reply list and I'll send you my list of open houses in Scottsdale this weekend. Let me give you a couple more types of lead magnets that are working really well right now. Number 1, the Buyer Clarity Guide. Something like 7 things you need to know before buying in Phoenix. This works because buyers are overwhelmed with all the information and all the noise, and they just want focus and they want simplicity. So make sure that your guide or your download, your lead magnet, offers that. Lead magnet number 2, the Seller Reality Check. Something like the 7 biggest mistakes that sellers in Reno are making right now. Call it a cheat sheet, a checklist, or a guide, and simply package up all of the guidance and information that you give your sellers right now already. It doesn't have to be fancy. You can put all the information in a simple Google Doc, or you could go to Canva and create a nice ebook type thing and make it look pretty. Now you're just giving them the ability to educate themselves at their own pace without you butting in and saying, you need to come to my office for a consultation. As a bonus tip, we're gonna tie all this together with a mindset shift. Stop posting content that makes you look good to other agents. Just sold posts, humble brags, or industry humor that only agents understand. Your clients don't care. They don't get it. They think, okay, that's not meant for me at all. They care about getting great advice. They care about confidence, focus, clarity, simplicity. They want someone to guide them through a complicated process. The best content you can do is not about you, it's about them and what they need to know. Your content should help someone make a decision and make their life easier. When your hooks are effective and your lead magnets guide people and actually help them, it turns Instagram into a lead generating machine instead of just the usual content treadmill of video after video with no results. So if you're like most realtors that use Instagram but you get no closings from it, you're really just missing two key things: hooking attention in the very beginning and offering a lead magnet that gets people to raise their hands and ask for your help. Obsess over these two things and everything changes. If you want the full playbook and a much deeper dive on hooks and lead magnets, you can attend my free Clients from Social Masterclass. The link's down in the description and it's popping up on the screen right now. If this video helped you, comment the word bridge so that I know to make more content like this for you in the future. I'll see you in the next video.